This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience.
Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to my channel. Interesting topic today. I scavenge the YouTubes and I find topics that are interesting for luxury addicts, people who love bags. I have a little hair in my mouth. Luxury bags, brand bags, all sorts of topics related to things that we love and obsess about. And a particular video has come to my attention. That video being by the lovely lady Suis Lou. Hello, darling. How you doing, sweetie? So this is Lou. Now, Lou has made a video called, I'm going to read from you for you the title of the video, The Only 5 Luxury Handbags You Actually Need. And then in the title, she also adds, Don't Be Like Me. I guess she implies don't buy as many bags as I did. But anyway, so that's the title. The Only 5 Luxury Handbags You Actually Need. Don't Be Like Me. I shall be posting the link to Lou's video or to Suis Lou's video in the description box down below. Be sure to go check it out and subscribe to this lovely lady. So Lou, oh, you have a lovely little Kelly there. Maybe the Kelly's gonna come in handy in this video. Let's see. Bye, sweetie. See you in a bit. And before we get to the topic, don't forget to thumb up this video if you're liking it and to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. You can also push the join button next to the subscription button and become a member today. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together on Patreon. Thank you to all my members and patrons who have pledged. And also thank you to all my co-reviewers and co-chatters who are live with me now in the chats. This video is being filmed live. I live stream every Saturday. You're all more than welcome to join in and contribute to the chats every Saturday in the live streams. So you guys, let's get to it. Now, Suis Lou, listen, quick talk. Yes, the crop is going to come in handy as well. Everything's falling apart. The crop is going to come in handy as well. I need a bigger table here. As the channel is growing, we need a bigger table here because I have so much stuff. The title is The Only 5 Luxury Handbags You Actually Need. Don't Be Like Me, she adds. Now, I read the title and I was like, oh, is she going to finally, like, not she, but is someone going to finally make the ultimate 5, is going to list the ultimate 5 handbags that one needs and then one is in bag heaven. And I thought, okay, interesting. Yeah, let's watch the video. But then pretty soon as I started watching the video, I realized something. What did I realize? Let's get to it. So, Suis Lou emphasizes on practicality of the bags as a major factor in choosing the 5 bags she wants. She says that at the beginning of the video. Practicality is the main factor for choosing the 5 bags. And I'm still thinking, okay, what are these 5 bags going to be? And then she starts with point 1. And then she fades in a text. And the text says, go buy your holy grail bag. And I was like, okay, well then, if the first bag is a holy grail bag, it's probably going to be a Birkin or a Kelly, right? Because that's kind of the holy grail bag of almost everybody. And I mean, she did hold the Kelly at the beginning of this video. So, but then Lou says, well, she says the expensive one, the hardest to find one. She says Birkin, Kelly, Chanel Timeless Classic, Petit Noir Louis Vuitton. These bags are the most expensive and have the most price increases. She says that she was offered years ago a Kelly, but she said no because she was too scared of owning one and wanted to start little by little. So she ended up getting a bunch of other bags, a bunch of so many smaller, lesser bags first, and then lost so much money on these bags that she didn't really like anymore later on. And I thought to myself, she seems very young. We're going to get to her age in a bit. She seems very young. She's been spending a lot of money early on. That's a lot of money for somebody that young. What are we talking when she was a teenager, early 20s? A bunch of smaller, what's a smaller bag? A $50 bag? Or is a smaller bag $1,000 for her? Like, I'm already starting to think this person maybe already has a lot of money from their parents, because this is a weird way of talking, right? So anyway, so she says, don't spend the money on a bunch of other bags that you are gonna spend too much money on when it all adds up. Instead, just go for the Holy Grail bag immediately. Having 10 bags that cost, and then she says, and then I was like, here we go with the money. Having 10 bags that cost you $1,000 each, or having the one bag that costs you $10,000, that is the Holy Grail bag. She says, I prefer having the one that costs $10,000. And I'm like, girl, world to you. Not everybody can afford, not even the $1,000 bag each. So I'm like, wow, a little delusional, but okay, let's see what else she got to say. So, sure. Yeah, okay, one of the bags is a Holy Grail bag. And I was like, yeah, but you said in your title you're going to give me a list of the 5 bags. But you didn't give me the first bag, because the first bag was a list of bags. It was a concept. Your first bag was in reality the concept of the Holy Grail bag, under which concept you listed Birkin, Kelly, Timeless Classic, and the Noah from Louis Vuitton. I'm like, so you didn't give me an answer to the first bag? Okay, let's see. Maybe you're going to give me an answer at the end of the video. Then she starts with point 2. Point 2 is an everyday handbag. Right. She says that it needs to be worry-free. But that's something she's going to state again towards the end of the video. But anyway, so a bag you will use without having to think too much about it. A bag that will go with every single outfit. A bag you can wear to go grocery shopping or to go on a trip or travel. And here she keeps showing bags like the Speedy, the Chanel 19, Louis Vuitton backpacks, like expensive bags. But again, not one choice. As she promised in the title, one of the 5 bags, I'm still waiting. She's showing pictures of a lot of different ones. So she says it needs to be comfortable, probably a neutral color, basic. So basically, the everyday handbag should be a neutral color and basic, says Lou. So for Lou, that bag is the vintage double flap medium in beige. And here we get finally to one bag that she says this is one bag. She shows a vintage, timeless classic, double flap, lambskin, leather, beige, gold hardware from 1994. So she says, and I'm like, okay, this is vintage, 1994. And then she adds, this is my everyday bag because it's so old. And at that point, a vampire like me, being 237 years old, thinks, how dare you? That's old to you? So how, like, only somebody who's in their early 20s would say something like that. So anyway, she says it's so old, older than her, she said. The bag is older than me, she said. The bag is around 26 years old, she said. So I'm like, okay, so she's in her first half of the 20s. And her everyday bag that she could just throw around is the beige. That is the vintage Chanel beige, which is so old that she doesn't care for it anymore. So I mean, listen, no age shaming, but Lou has a background with all the bags behind the Birkin, the Kelly, the 19 bag, the Timeless Classics, the Louis Vuitton, the Keepall, all of the it bags in terms of classics. A person that is under 26 years old already has all of them. Now, not saying you shouldn't have them when you're that young. If you have the money, these bags to you are like peanuts. But if you have that money and these bags to you are like peanuts, then why make a video with content that kind of describes these bags as if they were not peanuts? What's it gonna be? But also, besides the money, the availability in terms of you're born rich or not, or some people become super rich because they just earn money, they're super clever, have a vein for business, and even they're 19 years old and they already become millionaires. Sure, all is possible. But put all that aside and let's just focus on one thing. That young an age, with that type of bag, to me it's a clash. It's a very big clash, and I'm not so sure. Now, this is a debate that we could have here in the chats. Obviously, it's very interesting to talk about this because all you ladies, especially in the chats, I'm sure you have a really strong opinion about this. What is too young? for a Birkin, a Kelly, a timeless classic, a Keepall, a Speed? Like, what is too young? Like, what are we talking here? You're going to your bar mitzvah and you already get the Birkin? Yeah, I know it happens. It happens on a daily basis, but what do you have to look up to or forward to if already as a teenie you get the Birkin and the Kelly? I would be depressed the rest of my life. I already have everything now. So where's the growth? In terms of, we're talking bags here. We're not talking about spiritual growth. Obviously, it's a whole different topic altogether. But there, I questioned myself. So she said 1994, bag too old. I don't care for it. Love it. Use it every day. But there's nothing I could do to this bag to ruin it more than it's already ruined. And it looks pretty good, though. At least in the video, what she showed looked pretty good. But then it made me ask myself, aren't some people just too young for certain bags? Very Carrie Bradshaw of me. And I couldn't help but wonder, was I too young for that bag? And cue in the Sex and the City music. So, yeah, I don't know. Then she mentions the Palm Springs Mini or the Chanel 19 as bags that are also great everyday bags, according to Lou. And I'm like, girl, they're expensive. Okay, but anyway, she says her beige 1994 is 24 karat gold. Lou, it's not 24 karat gold. It is plated in gold, but it is not 24 karat gold. Big difference there. Point 3. So at this point, I think, okay, her everyday bag is her Chanel beige from 1994. But still, she didn't give me the bag listed as the first point, which was the Holy Grail bag. Because she spoke about her Birkin, her Kelly. She says she has one Birkin and one Kelly. She did speak about the Timeless Classic, but she also has some, like, which one is it going to be? Point 3, elegant night out date bag. Really nice dinner, wedding. It doesn't need to be the most expensive bag. So her most formal bag is the Toy Lulu. And she showed the Toy Lulu in black velvet. She says it's her cheapest bag in her luxury collection. I'm like, okay. An Yves Saint Laurent bag is the cheapest bag you own in your collection. And you call it cheap. So it doesn't have to be cheap, but you know, she says it doesn't have to be an expensive bag. She loves her Toy Lulu. It looks beautiful, the Toy Lulu with the black velvet. It's really divine. It's great for a dinner, formal occasion. I agree. But I don't agree about the fact that that's an example of a non-expensive bag. So she loves it so much. She says she knows Bottega Veneta bags are very basic, but she says that they would also work perfectly for an evening out. Bottega Veneta is not basic. Many of the Bottega Veneta bags are so much more complex and intricately produced than an Oompa Loompa Birkin or Kelly put together. So sort your priorities before you say something like that about a wonderful brand that is everything but basic, being Bottega Veneta. Because that don't fly. That is so, like, you claim you love bags, but then you say something like that, then I don't know if you know anything about bags. So no, I wasn't having it. Saying that Bottega Veneta is very basic just ain't it, girl. She then says a Chanel Mini works well for this, as does a Chanel Small or Wallet on Chain. I'm like, okay, so a Chanel Mini is, again, you just said at the beginning of your segment, the elegant night out date bag doesn't have to be expensive. And then you list a Mini that is $4,000. What planet are we on? But first she said the night out bag doesn't need to be expensive. And now we're talking about even a Chanel Small double flap, which is around $6,000. So even more expensive. Like, how can you make it as an example, the small double flap as an example of a non-expensive bag? Girl, all over the place, contradicting yourself. Okay, so anyway, then Lou says that she has been with her boyfriend for over 6 years. She's not married, but they don't lead a formal life really. She says no fancy dates anymore, and she misses formal fancy dates. And she says she hopes her boyfriend sees this video that she's making and asks her out on a date. You live with him. You can't tell him that yourself? Was this a joke? Does the guy have to ask the girl always out on it? You've been together for 6 years. You could ask him out on a date too, girl. It doesn't have to. We're talking about empowerment of women here. You're waiting for the guy to ask you out on a date. If you want it, go for it. Ask it. Ask him out on a date. It can be just as romantic. You're hoping he sees this video so he will realize that you're waiting for him to ask you out on a date again? Tell him to his face you want to go out on a date. Or you know, tell him like, hey, why are you neglecting me? I want to go out on a date with you. Why aren't we being romantic anymore? This is a conversation to be had openly with your partner, not saying in a video you're making public that you're hoping he's going to see the video to then realize that you're missing going out on dates with a girl. I'm lost for words. Point 4, the work travel bag. Now, work travel bag, Lucia's example is Neverfull, Louis Vuitton, Chanel Deauville, tote, anything that can fit a laptop. Now, I agree, anything that can fit a laptop. For work, obviously. And yeah, your title of your video states luxury, so these are luxury. Neverfull is luxury. Chanel Deauville totes are so expensive now. So anyway, so what Lou loves about totes is that they can fit her fancy bags on the inside. She loves to have a tote where she can fit her Birkin inside. Okay, yeah. Let's buy a $3,000 to $4,000 Deauville tote, $3,000 to $4,000 bag to fit in a $12,000 to $13,000 bag inside. Sure, practical. But she's lacking a bag like that right now. And so she's lacking a real work or travel bag. She has a keepall, but she says she's not going to use her keepall for work. I understand that. I agree. A keepall, I mean, even if you have a 45, which is the smallest keepall, they're still chunky. And if you're a smaller build, you're literally, it looks like you're going on a trip every time you're going to the office. So I get it. That makes total sense to me. So she can't, she says she can't. She saw a few months ago a Chanel Leather Deauville in caramel, which she liked. And she would also recommend Louis Vuitton Neverfull in Damier Ebene because it could rain easily outside, so she thinks it's waterproof. Last I checked, a Neverfull does not have a zipper to close it. It's open. So how can a Neverfull be waterproof? Anybody in the chats, has anybody ever experienced a waterproof Neverfull? Let me know. Sidonie Sarah says, if your tote needs a bag to survive, it's too high maintenance, girl. Anyway, so now we're moving to the 5th point and the last point, cute, fun, unique bags. Okay, so for Lou, cute is a Chanel small rectangular or square mini. And she has a pink one. And she says, it can be anything that you want it to be, colorful, yellow, green, or even black with some stones or pearls. So then she says she's wearing a Zara shirt. Oh my God, yeah. Then she says, you guys always want to know what I'm wearing and you want me to post a link below. I'm like, well, you post a link. Are you sponsored? She's like, but this is a year old. It's from Zara and it doesn't have, I can't post a link because they're not selling it anymore. And I'm like, oh, now we're having that example. Super expensive bags, but then the clothing is $10 to $30. And again, Zara, which has been often criticized for lack of morals when it comes to production, when it comes to how they treat the workers in the production. And there you are talking about Birkins, Kellys, Neverfulls, Chanel Timeless Classics, Yves Saint Laurent bags, but you're wearing Zara. Nothing against wearing something that doesn't cost much. Absolutely nothing against that. If you want to do it, really do it, buy secondhand, buy vintage, buy something that somebody else doesn't need anymore. Somebody else's garbage can be somebody else's treasure. You don't need to say in your video, oh, you guys always want to have a link to what I'm wearing. This is Zara. Do you need to promote them? Do you need to let the world know that you're wearing, you know, morally sketchy brand? Unless you know something we don't know, please enlighten us. Let us know why you support them. And why Zara? Why not something else? Or why not just not mention it at all? I don't know. Really messy. And that's the end of the video. Messy selection. It was not about the 5 actual bags she would need, but rather 5 bag topics she would recommend. It's a bit deceitful. The title said something else. Yes, you did deliver the toy Lulu. You did say you like your square mini pink, but you did say it could be anything else. Okay, girl, so anyway, so it made me think. So if I were to choose 5 bags to recommend to you, playing off of Lou's topic of the 5 topics, but also giving you 5 bags. First and foremost, it's the 255. This is a 226 size. Same price range as the Jumbo, Timeless Classic. Ruthenium hardware. You know, I also have the classic size or the small size in with gold hardware, but this is the 226. Any size that fits your build goes. 255 bag for me is the holy grail. Okay, not a Birkin, not a Kelly. 255. This is where it's at. Highly recommend it. In the size that suits your body shape. So it could be double flap, classic size, this large or jumbo, and then the maxi. There was also a small, it's out of production. Now it's been substituted by the mini, which is a single flap. You could go for the mini as well, but you will never satiate your craving of the 255 if you don't get the double flap. That's just the way it is. That's the curse of the FOMO of these bags. So this for me is the number 1. Number 2, for an everyday bag, this can also be an everyday bag, but this is the holy grail bag, first and foremost. And yes, you could also wear it every day. But for an everyday bag, I highly recommend the Speedy. Again, depending on your body shape and size, choose the size. I've also realized, I've been told just the other day at Louis that they also from time to time make a 17, 19, and 20 Speedy, but only in leather, limited edition. And I've seen photos of them. They're super cute, but they're just toys. So Speedy beginning officially with a 25, 30, 35, 40. Speedy as an everyday bag, luxury everyday bag. It's going to last you a lifetime. In my case, monogram. I have been considering getting a Speedy myself for the longest time. I might just bite the bullet this year. Still contemplating which size I want, but definitely on my list of the 5 bags to have daily basis, it's a Speedy for me. As lame as it sounds, it's a bag you're going to have your whole life. It's just going to last you forever. And they look amazing when they get a bit dirty too, I gotta say. A little bit punky. Now, okay, point 3, date, evening, night out. My 3rd bag is definitely a clutch. You're gonna need a clutch in your life. But if you don't wanna be the bimbo that ends up, you know, with your little cute little clutch on dinner, sitting down at a restaurant, playing the girly girl, you wanna show the world that you got balls and you wanna be intelligent, you choose a Vivienne Westwood clutch. She makes wonderful clutches every year to empower women. This one says punks on it. It is in cotton, hand beaded in Kenya by the ladies who work in Kenya, who are fairly paid artists and artisans. They develop these patterns. And Vivienne Westwood is also, look how gorgeous it is on the inside. You could also check out my selection of my entire clutch collection. I actually didn't manage to put this one in the collection, but I say in that video, oh darn, I didn't take out of the archives my clutch. Now you get to see it. This is the clutch I was talking about in my other video. The Vivienne Westwood Punks clutch. By the way, I have a new one coming in. Oh, to die for. Stay tuned for an unboxing. Even more political than this one. A punk at heart, gorgeous long elongated clutch. Made with love in Kenya by its ethical fashion initiative of the United Nations. So this is made in collaboration with the United Nations. Every season, Vivienne Westwood contributes to the artisans, to the ladies, mostly women working to creating these clutches for Vivienne. It is empowering women and also teaching them to create their own businesses. That's how you do a clutch. That's how you intelligently create your formal moment wherever you go. Is it a wedding? Is it a dinner? Is it an opening of an exhibition, opera, what have you? You pop up with a well thought out, with a political message, clutch by Vivienne Westwood. Never would anybody ever say that you're a bimbo or like, oh, look, the guy took her out on a date. It's the clutch that defines the moment. Even if you don't speak, it speaks for you. That's my tip for me to you. Now, fourth bag. So funny how Lou was talking about buying a Deauville tote for $4,000 or $5,000, depending if it's in canvas or in leather, to carry her Birkin in there. I'm like, okay, I suggest you something better. Get the Super Dacob Unicorn FOMO bag. Yes, it's a joke. No, it's a real bag, but the joke is FOMO, fear of missing out. We all hunt down unicorn bags all the time. Well, I've created the Unicorn FOMO bag with the Super Dacob logo in the back. This is the tote you need. It's in organic cotton, and you fold it up because ultimately a tote is not something, my dear, that you should buy to just carry your Birkin in it. A tote should be something tiny like this, so that you could fold it up together, create a really tiny space for it, and you always carry your tote with you in, let's say, your Holy Grail bag or your everyday bag, in your Speedy. You always have a canvas tote, best if it's organic cotton, with you in your everyday bag, whatever bag it is. This would even fit into the Vivienne Westwood clutch, by the way. Why do you always have something like this with you? Well, if you're out on the town and you want to go shopping and all of a sudden the stuff you bought doesn't fit anymore in the bag you're carrying, you just take the tote out of this bag and you fill it with grocery shopping or whatever you need to buy on top of what you do. So you see, my dear, the tote, it's an inverted reasoning for use. You bought the tote to put your Holy Grail bag in there. I buy the tote to put the tote inside my Holy Grail bag, so that actually I don't have to stress my Holy Grail bag if I'm out and about and I buy too many things, from groceries, books, whatever have you. So that's why you always need a very, very thin, sturdy, thin but sturdy, that doesn't occupy too much space, tote to always fold and put into your other bag. You always need that. And the best is to have your FOMO unicorn tote for that reason. So I highly recommend that as one of the 5. And as the 5th bag, I want to talk to you guys in the chats about this, because I left the 5th bag open. I do have a very clear idea of what I would want as a 5th bag, but I thought to myself, Dacob, the 5th bag, which actually, cute, fun, unique bags is what Lou listed on her list. You know, the clutch can also be a cute, fun bag. The FOMO tote is also cute. Like, all of these bags are cute and fun if you want them to be. So I wanted to leave that to you guys. What do you think is the 5th bag? Now, obviously, I could go in a very, very cutesy direction and choose my Moschino pumpkin bag, but it's just, I like practicality, because Lou mentioned at the beginning of her video very clearly, she said, she emphasizes the practicality of the bags as major factor in choosing the 5 bags she wants. So the pumpkin Moschino bag, as cute as it is, it ain't practical. So I want to ask you guys, practical and cute at the same time, very difficult. I'm almost tempted to say that all I need is 4. I don't even need the 5. It's just the 4. Just the 4. Gwen says 5. Maybe a novelty bag. Maybe. Maybe. A Moschino biker bag, says Jack Dean, would be my 5th bag. I do have the Moschino big, large biker Barbie bag in Barbie pink. It's too big to be cute, though. I think cute also needs to be downsized in a way, perhaps. Yamil says, someone says cute and fun, and I can only think of Moschino. Yeah, obviously. I do too, and I have a bunch of Moschino bags, but unless we don't accept that cute can be a little bit bigger, if we accept that cute is also bigger, then we could definitely say the Barbie biker bag from 2015 spring summer Moschino collection. Tom has, oh my God, I have 25. I'm a greedy hoarding bitch. 25 bags, or you have a speedy 25? Taddy Boy says, I love my Gabrielle Chanel bag. Fits everything for me. Star says, I like the Marc Jacobs mini lunchbox for the 5th one. There you go. That's an interesting example. Or Audrey says, what's the little Pouy Pouiton you have, Dacob? Well, the Pouy Pouiton was made by this slime company that makes like slime toys and games for kids, and they made a little poop with a Louis Vuitton logo on it. Fake, I mean, you know, not real. I mean, it's Pouy, but not Louis Vuitton, but Pouy Pouiton logo. So it's, and they had a, I think they were like even sued, but they won because, did they win? I mean, there was a controversy, but of course, what they countered was saying that bag in particular is all about, it's being sarcasm. So it's kind of a spoof, but artistic commentary on another brand. And obviously they're not selling bags, they're selling slime. So it was an interesting artistic commentary on it. So hence it would have a standing in court probably, but I'm no lawyer, so don't quote me on that. Delphine Red says, your Rubik's Cube bag? Oh, yes. Hold on. I have it here, you guys, in the back of the bunker. Yeah, this could be a really cute, whimsical one. I mean, although Lou listed luxury bags, Eastpak doesn't fall under luxury, but I love this bag to bits. The Eastpak with Rubik's bag is just adorable. I live for this bag. Happy Day says, Dacob, your cute bag is the Rubik's Cube, but it's not luxury, so I don't know. You know, Black Noise says, at her age, I only had 2 Marc Jacobs bags. Haha, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a whole thing. It's the age, it's the type of conversation, the choices, the reasons behind the choices. But then again, you're 6 years already together with your boyfriend. Like, you're not that young and that naive. Like, I don't understand the levelings. I don't know. The conversation was bizarre. Gwen says, they won because it was a parody and no one could mistake it for a Louis Vuitton bag. So the Pouy Pouiton won. Okay, thank you for the information. I didn't know that they actually ended up winning. Black Noise says, Chanel only came with attending money. Audrey says, I love your little Pouy bag or your Rubik's Cube bag. Yeah, this one is adorable, but it's not luxury, so we can't list it because that's the concept was like you got to choose luxury. So I guess Moschino it is. Well, I mean, if I had to choose my personal whimsical, cute, fun one, it would be my Chanel music tape, Minaudière, but that's a clutch as well. So that could have been also the evening bag. You know, that doesn't fall under just purely whimsical, cute. It's an art piece, though. I would consider that a sculpture more than a cute bag. The Minaudière music tape. Black Noise says, yeah, it's just super tone deaf of her. Tom says, oi, make that 26. Forgot about the Judith Lieber hamburger clutch. I don't wear it. I just look at it sparkling on the shelf. You got 26 bags, Tom. Good number. Andrew says, honestly, Pouy Pouiton feels sturdier, lasts longer, and uses better materials than Louis Vuitton. Oh, the shade. Susie Q says, I've seen teenagers in Chanel with their mothers buying a bag for their daughter. I didn't get a bag until I was able to buy it. And again, no shade against who is born into money. Do what you want to do, boo. It's just me not contemplating whether or not somebody should be able to afford it or not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, should one, despite being able to afford it or not, should one still even want something like that at that age? I just wanted Barbies at that age. I wanted Legos. I wanted my toys. I don't know. I still want my toys. So I mean, and I'm 237 years old, you guys. Vampire. What's a vampire to do in this day and age? May says, a year ago she said she was too young for a Birkin and didn't want one anytime soon. As awful as I feel for saying this, I feel like she bought it and the Kelly for views to fit the influencer mold. Oh, May. Okay, you see, that's good to know. Good and interesting information. Alessandro Bozzo, love you from Italy. I love you. Ciao, Alessandro. Baci. Anna McWhirter says, at her age, I had just purchased my first Chanel, a vintage classic flap. I would not deem this a throw-around bag. Having the money to have an easy throw-around bag is something else. Right, Anna? Thank you for saying it. And I know I'm going to be ripped apart in the comment sections. People are going to come for me. How dare you? Again, speaking about other YouTubers. Boo-boo, you clicked on this video. You saw the title. You clicked on it. It means you wanted to watch it. So coming for me after you've watched it means you're tone deaf to the utmost highest degree. First of all. Second of all, don't click on something you don't want to watch. If you click on something you don't want to watch, you're part of the problem. Third of all, every content creator on YouTube makes public content, which means other people are allowed to comment on it. Hence, why this video is happening. Or do you believe nobody's allowed to have an opinion about anything anymore nowadays? If you believe so, you've been poisoned by brand marketing, because that's exactly what brand marketing wants you to do. They don't want you to have an opinion because they want you to obey, passively buy whatever they churn out. So part of that game is creating the influencer mold, creating the influencers who always only have positive things to say about brands, because heaven forbid they were to say something negative about the brands, because they would end up falling on the blacklist of said brands that would never get the freebies anymore, or the jobs, or the commissions. So what are we talking about here? You're not allowed to have an opinion. You go to the movies, don't you, boo-boo? You go to watch a movie. I'm sure you have an opinion after that. You're going to talk to your friends. You're going to post on Twitter, on Instagram. Oh, what a terrible movie. Oh, what a great movie. I loved it because. I hated it because. What's the difference between having an opinion on a movie you watched in the cinema and having an opinion on a video you watched on YouTube? Both are public domain. So, ultimately, what you have to understand is that we as content creators are also our own brands. I am my superdacob brand. Je Suis Lou is Je Suis Lou's brand. I comment on Je Suis Lou because that's her brand. I have an opinion on her brand. Just like I comment on my Chanel bag. I review a Chanel bag because it's also in public domain. It's something that's public. It exists. And because it exists, we have an opinion on it. So we got to stop with this bullshit of saying, oh, don't come for other. Coming for who? I'm not coming for anybody. I'm giving a commentary, an analysis, and an opinion on a product that is publicly available for everybody to see. And you have to learn to understand that ultimately, because we are our own brands, we are also products, and we are also reviewed. It's that simple. It's that simple. So, you coming for me for giving my opinion on something? It means you're part of the problem. Got it? Good. Norris23 says, you keep talking about Vivienne Westwood, and I never thought about her. Looking online, and her pieces are so unique. May pull the trigger soon. Loving the classic all-black clutch. Norris23. Vivienne Westwood bags. Highest quality. Incredible designs. Lowest prices. What more do you want? Now, I love her bags that are made in Kenya, but she also has, and I also love her bags made in Italy. Most of her bags are made in Italy. The Made in Kenya or the Made in Africa collection is a very special ethical initiative that she partakes in to support up and coming future generations of women, which is super commendable. So I gladly support that cause as well. But I also buy a lot of her bags that are made in Italy from the main range. And the prices are amazing. I've never had issues with her bags, you guys, never. Edward says, what do you think of MCM becoming hip again? MCM was kind of hip-ish in the 80s, and it's been becoming hip since like 7 years now, and it never really got there. I don't like MCM, honestly. I don't care for it. I don't care for the logo. I don't care for the aesthetic. I don't care for their ton sur ton, brown on brown, very Louis Vuitton-ish-esque. If I'm gonna, you know, then I'd rather get Louis Vuitton than MCM. Bottom line. Bottom line. Andrew says, Dacob and his Rubik's Cube are a luxury because Dacob is the opposite of vulgarity. Oh, Andrew, my love. Thank you so much. This, yes, it's a cheap bag. It's Eastpak. But this, to me, is so much more fun and whimsical than a Chanel square mini in any color, for that matter. This is where it's at. I love this bag so much. And it was like $25. Just saying. Just saying. Let me read some more of your chats. Susie Q says, I was born into money, but my parents taught me how to respect money at a young age. Good that they did that. Because you need to be grounded. Not like, oh, I ground you, you're not allowed to go out. And I mean, like, grounding yourself so that you have something to build on top of. But if your parents don't teach you to ground yourself, then you're kind of just like floating in midair and you have no clue what to grasp onto. So it's good, Susie Q. It's good. It's good what your parents did. That's commendable. Tom says, for me, 5 would be a backpack. That's a good idea. I was thinking about a backpack. It's just that I don't have any luxury. Well, if you consider Vivienne Westwood a luxury backpack, I just bought one last winter. Again, Vivienne Westwood with Eastpak. Made completely out of recycled plastic that they took off of the shores and beaches of the world. Recycled plastic backpacks save our oceans was the motto of that collection. Loving it to bits. That backpack is great. A1H says, Stephanie, exactly, like lacking personality or own goals that fit your life. Susie Q says, I didn't buy a designer bag until I was in my late 30s. I had 2 young children, and that's where my money went, which is the way it should be. If you have kids. Tina Yap says, I love my teddies and my cute toys still. I love my toys as well. Living for them. Check out My Pet Monster. This is adorable. My Pet Monster came out in the 80s as a huge squishy plushy toy, a peluche. But they kind of brought him back as a little toy. So, oh, the colors, living for him. He kind of lives in here. You know, they kind of live together. Sidonie says, I don't know. Seeing your mother carrying a beautiful designer bag was a rite of passage. It's an experience for a woman, not a girl. I know what you're saying. And also, Sidonie, I totally agree with you. But I also know we're going to have a bunch of people coming for us for saying this. But it's good that you have this opinion, and it's good that you're not afraid to voice that opinion. That's what's good. It's good that you said it and that you're honest about it. That's all that matters. You know, Andre's applauding. Oh, Andre, my love. Dale's Addiction says, I don't throw around anything. Full stop. I've bought it. I take care of it. Here, here. Yeah, Stephanie says, what happened to these like people working a real job? Then they realize the value of money. I feel so old saying that, LOL, says Stephanie. I mean, also the concept of jobs has changed a lot nowadays. It's not any, like having a hard job isn't necessarily in first world countries anymore today connected to actual physical hard manual labor. So there's a lot of ways of making money that is just not related to physical work anymore nowadays. So that is kind of a whole redefinition of what job means. That's a whole other topic for another video, perhaps. Jesus says, some people don't even have to work at all, Stephanie. Yeah, people born into rich families. Right. BB says, the bags are getting more expensive. It makes sense to get it now if you can. The problem is that she doesn't seem to value, appreciate, or understand the bags when she presents herself as a bag lover. Or she maybe lacks the right words to express those feelings. I wouldn't judge, you know, because you never know what one says And how things come across, we don't know. You know. Susie Q says, I so appreciate that you speak the truth and are not swayed by pressure. Girl, at this point, what we got to lose but loss itself. Subscribe to my channel, guys. Thumb up this video if you liked it. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Join me on Patreon for extra perks. Super Dacob, all spelled together on Patreon. And be listed at the end of every video here in the scrolling wonderful bar, credit bar, as a co-producer of the Fashion Bunker. Follow me on my social media. The crazy Super Dacob Instagram profile, which is really the opposite of what an influencer Instagram profile looks like, just warning you. Or you could follow me with my personal Chanel obsessions. One is called Coco Chanel is in my house, where you get to see my Chanel collection. And the other profile is dedicated to the life of Coco Chanel, called Coco Chanel Privé. Follow me in all those profiles if you wish to be cuckoo together with me. Yamil says, what I don't understand is how she can be a fan of luxury bags, but at the same time, she doesn't appropriate vintage bags. She uses them because they're old and so not scared of using them. That's what she says in her video. I'm just going from what I heard in the video, okay? So don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Stephanie says, this is why I really believe that YouTube shouldn't be your only job. That way you can speak your mind and not be afraid of not getting sponsored because you're not fully dependent on that income. Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, there's also normal commercials running through YouTube. You don't have to have a sponsored video every day saying this video was sponsored by. You don't have to have that to sustain yourself on YouTube, but you have to, it's a lot of work, either way. Either way you put it, it's a lot of work, but it's only fair that if you do get a sponsorship to actually say, hey, this video was sponsored by, because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people make videos, luxury content videos, and then they don't tell you. And then like half of it, I don't know, let's go shopping at Chanel together. And then half of the video is showing you hair products that they use without stating that they're using them because it's a sponsored video. Now that is actually, in most countries, illegal. I'm not calling you out, but you know who you is. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye.